Yo everyone, thanks for joining me once again for Larry's full card betting guide. This weekend we do have UFC Vancouver, Derrida vs Allen to look forward to, and I'm keen to go through some of my own bets and ideas for betting opportunities for this card. Last week was a little bit of a rougher one for me, I'm not going to lie. But this week, I've gone very crazy on the bets, as you'll see by the end of this video, and I really do think we are in for a massive one this week, a massive profit that is, hopefully. If you do want to know how I did go on last week's card, guys, which was UFC Rio, Gamrot versus Oliveira, I did recap everything in my predictions and breakdown video for this fight card, so you guys can see it in that video if you haven't seen my predictions video already for this card. Now that that's out of the way, guys, let's get into the video. As always, for these betting guides, timestamps are in the description and the comment section below if you guys want to do skip to anything in particular. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What you're looking at here are the lists of favorites and underdogs for the entire card, and like I always say, this is just to show you guys who I actually ended up picking to win on this card and how many of those picks were underdogs and favorites. If you guys do want to know how I go about picking, guys, how I go about picking fighters specifically, go check out my predictions and breakdown video. It goes pretty in-depth on my thought process, guys, on each and every single fight on this card and how I've picked all of the fighters. If you have come from that video, like I always say, thanks for supporting the channel and watching both the videos, guys. It does mean a lot to me. I appreciate it. I will now highlight in green who my picks were for this card. And as you can see, I did pick out a few underdogs, including a pretty large one in Bruno Silva. So we will have to see how these picks go come fight night. I have also seen that Mike Malott and Kevin Holland are now dead even in odds. So that's something that's very interesting to me, since I do feel like Mike Malott should just be a decent favorite still in my eyes. I think he wins the fight. But regardless, let's move on now to who are my strong favorites and solid underdogs of the card. And as you can see here on your screen, for the strong favorite section, I've picked Azamat Bakoyev, Danny Barlow, Manon Fiora, and Reiner Derrida as my strong favorites on this card. The numbers next to the fighters' names are just the return on them that you'll get on them if you were to bet on them. So for example, if you were to bet $100 on Reiner Derrida to win his fight, it would net you a profit of $50 overall. And for my American viewers, as far as I know, when he has the minus 200 next to his name, that's how much money you'll have to bet on the fighter to win $100 back profit on your bet. Let's now jump into the solid underdogs I've chosen for this card, and I've personally chosen Tainara Lisboa, Bruno Silva, Davy Grant, and Aori Quileng as my picks for solid underdogs on this card. I'll quickly give you guys a mini breakdown as well on why I've picked these guys as my solid underdogs for the card, if you guys do want to know. Tainara Lisboa is a decently solid fighter in my opinion, and her opponent, Melissa Croden, is very hittable on the feet in boxing range, and I really do see her getting outdone here. I really do think Tainara Lisboa is gonna fight her and fight her well, even in her specialty, which is the striking. And I think she's gonna do it by keeping this fight in the close range to mid-range boxing. And I just think she can even win in the grappling too. I think she's probably the better grappler and submission grappler here. So I do think she wins the fight. Bruno Silva has been losing as well. To talk about him, he's been losing to some of the best fighters in the division recently, and he has got some solid wins in his career, guys. I know he's a little bit older, but it feels like he might be getting overlooked here a little bit against Park, who to me needs to prove himself here after being dominated really, really badly by Tatsuro Taira. Even if that fight was on short notice, I still can't get that out of my mind. So I think Bruno Silva is a good live dog in my opinion. Davy Grant is a legend, guys. I just can't talk enough about Davy Grant. I couldn't help myself here. Like, I had to pick him because every time you doubt this guy, he just seems to get the win here, and he arguably should be on a 6-fight win streak in my opinion. And lastly, with Aori Quileng, this fight is a very 50-50 fight to me, and he's a plus 150 underdog here. And in my opinion, I believe he's probably got the better boxing here, in my opinion, the better boxing fundamentals, the movement as well. I do think they're both very hittable guys too. I just think he's very good value here, guys, and I didn't pick him outright myself this time, of course, but I just have to mention if I do think a guy's good value. Like I already said, though, earlier in this video, if you guys do want to know more in general about all these picks and all my fighter picks for the card, like I already said earlier in the video, go check out my full card predictions and breakdown video for every single fight on this card. I'll put a link to it somewhere here on the video. It's probably in like the top right corner of the video or in the description, so go check it out. Now that we're onto my locks of the card section of the video, last week we did end up picking Vitor Petrino and Charles Oliveira as my favorite and underdog locks of the card. Super happy that Charles got the win, by the way. I love Charles. I'm so happy for the W there. But for this week, I have ended up choosing Reinier de Ridder as my favorite lock of the card. And this one was a very close one because, as you guys can see by my confident picks list, I've picked many fighters on that list. I've put at least, I think, 5 of them. But Reinier de Ridder is DDP version 2 for me with his unorthodox style and just his ability to find that win. And I really do think he finishes Brendan Allen here in this fight, most likely by KO as well with body shots. I just think he's so big and strong for the division, and his knees are just some of the most effective knees I think I've seen in the sport, guys. I really do think he gets the finish here. Let's now move on to the underdog lock of the card. And as you guys know, I have a couple of people that I could have chose from here, but I gave this spot to Davey Grant, guys. Like I said, I couldn't help myself. I really do think the dude just knows how to win a decision, and I think he's going to out-volume Charles Jourdain here as the fight goes on. If only maybe he doesn't get caught by some sort of guillotine early. I just think that happens a good amount of the time. I think he's going to win a decision here. Moving on now to the high risk, high reward section of the video. And this is a section where I will highlight one fighter on the card that I think has completely juiced odds relative to their chances of winning. It could be a fighter I haven't even necessarily picked to win in my predictions video, but it's someone that I think has a better chance to succeed than the odds makers do say. And just to show you guys that these bets do work, last week I chose Khan Offley as my high risk, high reward person to highlight. And not only did he win, guys, but the insane bet that I put on screen actually did cash. So even though the odds are crazy, from the odds makers, I think I'm doing a decent job at spotting out some potential for value here. The fighter I've chosen for this week, though, is actually Marlon Vera, and there is always a chance that he could just do what he does sometimes, which is take shots well, be durable, and lose the fight, guys. But his recent opponents, we have to all agree, have been higher level than Ayman Zahabi's opponents and higher level guys than Ayman Zahabi himself. And Marlon Vera is still a very young guy who's hard to finish, and he's very dangerous throughout the entire fight. I do see this fight being close in my opinion. So for the high risk bet, I did start off with Marlon Vera to win by points. It's not crazy to me because the guy causes a lot of visible damage on his opponents, and he's someone who is really hard to put a beating on and show actual visible damage on his face, unless you're talking maybe about the Sean O'Malley fight with Marlon Vera. So there is a potential for decisions to lean more so towards Marlon due to that fact in my mind. For a very high risk bet though, I did put Marlon by KO, and he's a dangerous dude, guys. I don't need to explain how he could KO Ayman Zahabi here. It's not crazy to see happening in my mind. And for the insane bet, I actually have Marlon Vera to win by KO in round 3 by potentially wearing down Ayman Zahabi as the fight goes on and potentially landing a devastating blow late in this fight. The return is plus 1800, guys, but I could see it happening. I think the odds should be a lot closer than that. Obviously, it's a long shot, but it's pretty good in my mind. For a safe-ish bet, though, you guys already know it. I've got the plus 3.5 round bet, the spread bet. The odds aren't the best, though. I believe I did check them before, so I would actually prefer picking out a riskier bet here, in my personal opinion. That's it for that section of the video. Let's now move on to the personal bets I have on this card, guys. And as you guys can see, there are many different types of bets here, and I'll run you through all of them right now. The bet in white is the subscribers bet of the week, and I will reveal that right now and who I picked for that spot, guys. I did end up choosing this person here to be the subscribers bet of the week this week, so thank you to Slick this time around, man. I appreciate it. Their bet is Bakoyev plus Luciano plus Reinier de Ridder inside the distance to finish it off. I do like it a lot. I appreciate your comment, man. It really does help the videos, you know, like getting a subscribers bet of the week is awesome. If you guys do want to be the subscribers bet of the week, please leave your comments in the comment section of my next prediction and breakdown video for your chance to be featured in that week's betting guide, guys. This bet has now been added to the guide officially, and now I will start reading all the other bets I made as well. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, like I said earlier in this video, in the intro, this might be the most units I've ever done for one card. The first bet I've got here is the subscribers bet of the week, of course, from Slick, as you guys know. The next bet is for Danny Barlow to win by KO in round 1, which I do think happens, but just because I really do see him winning this fight by finish and the round 1 isn't a certainty, I also have another bet right underneath for Danny Barlow to win inside the distance, which I do have a full unit on. Next up is Reiner de Ridder to win by KO or submission, and it's really hard for me to see this fight going the full 5 rounds, guys. I don't think many people truly think this fight is going to see the judges' scorecard, so I do have a full unit on this bet. I feel quite confident on it. Another fight I don't think is going to go to the judges' scorecards, guys, and that is Dober Prepolek to not go the distance here. And this is one of my bigger bets on this card. I really do think this fight doesn't see the judges' scorecards. Odds weren't terrible either, so I did put more on it than I probably would have liked, but I do feel very confident, guys. Next bet is a long shot bet with Tainara Lisboa by sub. This is just a very gambly bet, guys. I can't lie to you. This was just one that I was thinking of recently, so pay it no attention. Lastly, for the prop section, I've got my confident picks list as a parlay with Azamat Bakoyev, Stephanie Luciano, Danny Barlow, Manon Fiora, and Reiner de Ridder to finish it off. As for all my single fighter bets for the card, I do have Reiner de Ridder, Mike Mallet, Davey Grant, and Bruno Silva, and I've placed a bet on each of their money lines here, since the odds were pretty decent for all of them at the time. And as you can see, guys, after reading all these bets, I need Reiner de Ridder to do his thing here. Like, no joke. If he does his thing, if he gets a finish here, it would be great for me. That really is it for the bets, though, guys. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys do like the videos and you do want to see more of it, please let me know in the comments below, and make sure you like the video, of course, just to show me some support, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.